Discuss with you today the effects of micromanagement and mismanagement on your production numbers. Now, Teddy Roosevelt said the best executive is one that has sense enough to pick good men to do what he needs done and enough self-restraint to leave them alone while they're doing it. Now, everywhere I've been, except for one or two places, the night shift usually does tremendously better on the production than day shift. Now, why is that? Let's look at these three examples of these companies that I have some kind of affiliation with in some way or another. Company A, you have your owners, your plant manager, your office manager, your manufacturing superintendent, and it goes down from there. These guys at one time, they had a plant manager, very autocratic. He had his machines, yellow lines taped around his machines, and you didn't even walk out of those machines, out of those yellow lines, without checking out your supervisor. I mean, even to go to the bathroom or something. And the production superintendent tells him, you know, we can do $500,000 a month, and the plant manager's like, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. It's not going to be done. Well, after this plant manager leaves and the production superintendent finally gets his way, or the manufacturing superintendent finally gets his way, they go over $500,000 a month. Before, their top month was $470,000. Now they go consistently over $500,000 a month, and even up over $1 million. And Company B, you have the third shift starts at midnight. They come into 2 cold startups a week. A cold startup is where everything's been down for 24 hours, and this is an old company. They started in 1937, and the machinery is old and got a lot of wear on it. A cold startup is very hard on this equipment. With these 2 cold startups, they it causes a lot of problems maintenance-wise, and it takes some time getting it started. And the other 3 startups are warm startups. The day shift gets to come into the machinery already running. They just kind of come in and take over, and it's done. But with those 2 cold startups a week and the 3 warm startups a week, night shift it runs 50 to 80% more efficiently than the day shift with less managers. This is all day shift right here. This is night shift. Company C, everything is exactly the same, day shift and night shift, the whole process, but the night shift runs 50% more than the day shift. Reason being, these managers here aren't here. You're short 6 managers on the night shift than you have on the day shift. Now, what do we learn on all this? These guys follow what Teddy Roosevelt said about meddling with your managers. They let this guy do what he knows to do, and they make money. These guys right here come in here and they meddle and go on, and it hinders their production. Same here. These guys come in, interfere with all the production, and interferes with their numbers. Now we've all been. Let's look at how to fix it. We've all been managers at some time or another. I mean, or leaders. Even if it's saying a prayer for your dinner, you've led somebody, and that's so you're leading somebody in some kind of way. So let's look at the difference in leadership and management. Leadership is leading somebody or guiding somebody to do something. Management is managing a task and getting it done in a proficient manner. And they both kind of go hand in hand with one another. Now, what I've learned about management over the years is that you treat people like you want to be treated. happy employees or productive employees. And I also learned that people have like a basic need to be led. They want to be led, but they don't want to be bossed around. So there's a big difference. But I've showed you by my examples here of how micromanagement or mismanagement can affect your production numbers. So how do you come across your employees? Are you bossy to them? Are you appreciative of them? Do you act like you're better than them? Or do you act like you're the all-knowing and they don't know nothing? Chances are those employees running your machines know a lot more about running that machine than you do. So we can continue on like we're doing and running things like it is and have mediocre production numbers, or we can make a few adjustments in our behaviors to our employees and get their morale up and therefore get your production numbers up. But right here is our end goal. That's the end goal for everything. And that's why it behooves us to make those changes to our behaviors towards their behaviors. The golden rule is do unto others as you should have them to do unto you. Well, that rule applies to managers too. So, is there any questions?
Now, how do you deal with a difficult employee without having to micromanage them?
Well, it depends on the employee. You can tell that if that employee's got potential, then you work with that employee and you tell that employee, look, you know, what's your deal? We need to get something going here. And if it's something that you can't, if you know that's a hopeless case, then you evidently have to terminate your employee. Anything else? Right. Thank you